On The Young and the Restless, tomorrow, Thursday, August 14th, 2025, favors abound in Genoa City. We've got the Y&R preview of what's coming up. On The Young and the Restless, the last time we saw Danny and Christine, they had just gotten engaged during a carefully planned evening at society. Danny had taken Christine down memory lane and ended up on bended knee. Now they're back in Genoa City, but are they still engaged and planning a wedding, or did they elope? It's a bittersweet time for the couple, as despite their happiness, Christine's best friend's son, Chance, was murdered in France. Nick suspected that Kane had been building his army. He doesn't have proof, but it makes sense that Kane would be buying up properties in Genoa City while everyone was in France for one reason: to take over. While Nick might not know all of Kane's plans, he knows that he wants Chancellor, and that endangers his mom as the company's CEO. Nick knows he must do what he can to protect Nikki, and Victor agrees. Knowing that Phyllis is working with Kane, and now Billy as well, Nick knows who to target to find out more. Let's see what's going to happen on tomorrow's episode. On Thursday's episode, Christine talks to Lauren at Society and asks her for a favor. Daniel is thrilled for his dad and Christine, but Daniel has some realizations of his own, including whether or not he's ready for a relationship. Daniel smiles as they talk to Christine and Lauren. Kane convinced Lily to join him on his US train. It's exactly like the one in France, except the monograms have been changed to CA, now that he's not Aristotle Dumas anymore. Kane must be used to Lily's hostility by now, but can he answer the questions she had? He promised her in France he would tell her everything when the time was right. But she doesn't just want to know for personal reasons. Now it's business. Billy infuriated Nick when he implied he was working with Kane to take over Chancellor. Nick tells Nikki about it, but there's not much he can do at the moment except wait and see what Kane, Billy, and Phyllis are up to, and then try to stop them. Or is there? Tomorrow, Victor enlists Nick in his crusade. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. Welcome to the Young and the Restless Daily YAPP for a quick, and by that I mean you're already halfway done, recap of the most amazing or what the heck did we just watch moments on today's episode. Let's get to it. On The Young and the Restless today, everyone was feeling a bit feisty. Jack lost his lunch when Kane dared to order it for him. And all the innuendos about sitting with knives on the table couldn't wipe Kane's smirk off his face when he knew that Jack's threats were as empty as his stomach. But what was with the Victor wannabe routine anyway? Smilin' Jack's no gangster. His telling Kane what's what, to get on his train and hightail it out of Genoa City, was never going to happen. Caney isn't about to be scolded and shamed to the corner. Meanwhile, at Crimson Lights, Nick was sporting a new do because he was going into the office for the first time in almost a year. Well, wait, no. Adam suggested they go to Newman Tower, but they only made it to the coffee shop. Then Billy walked in, and all hell broke loose. Not only did Adam and Nick attack Billy with snark, but they mocked him, insulted him, and dared him to defy their logic. Unfortunately, they came unarmed, and Billy shot back his usual truth bombs with sarcasm, and threw in a couple of yo mama jokes, causing Nick and Adam to collectively lose their crapola. And that's when Nick started sneering in Billy's face, challenging him to a duel that sounded like something reminiscent, and more along the lines of, right now after school. Luckily, Adam hid behind him and told him that Billy wasn't worth it. Nick was given an out rather than following through on any of his threats in broad daylight. Adam then consoled his brother, agreeing that Billy was the instigator, and he did the right thing by not clocking him. Want more details? We got you! Soap Central has the best full Y&R recaps on the internet. You can even go back over 30 years and read each and every one of them. If you can't wait until the next episode, we have daily spoilers too. And whatever you do this weekend, do not, seriously, do not forget to read the 2 scoops for some laughs in the as close as we can come to being a watching party without actually being a show. And the best part is, if you agree or disagree, we want to know. As always, share your comments below. A dirty and kinda desperate move on Young and Restless really set off some fans of the soap, who are now thirsty for the return of a psycho? Although we've had one crazy after another on the show in recent months, viewers are ready to go there again, and it's all in the name of revenge. We all love a scandalous soapy moment, but Audra's latest move was unapologetically dirty. Fans could hardly believe it when, despite being told by Victor that their deal was off, the vixen pulled out all the stops to try and accomplish her goal regardless, that being, of course, to compromise Kyle in Claire's eyes. In case you missed it, Claire got an eyeful when Audra staged an argument with Kyle before pulling him into a full lip lock in the middle of Genoa City's most popular restaurant. While the kiss provided a nice end-of-episode cliffhanger, it left some Claire and Kyle fans furious at Audra's audacity. It also left many viewers on the same page, in that they want to see some sort of retaliation. It's no secret that drama-starved viewers have been waiting for an incident unhinged enough to bring out Claire's crazy again, given the writers were so heavy-handed with her redemption that she turned into a veritable Mary Poppins. Others just want to see Audra get her just desserts, and know Dark Claire would be more than up to the task. Indeed, one fan posting on Reddit called for Claire to turn psycho now that she knows about Kyle's affair with Audra. And while there was some debate in the thread about what constitutes an affair, there was consensus on the need for the newest Newman to regain her dangerous edge as a result of Victor and Audra's machinations. One fired-up Young and Restless fan even called for Claire to go full Victor Newman on Audra Charles. As it turns out, these Young and Restless fans may get their wish. Haley Aaron teased a tougher Claire ahead, and we've already seen signs of it in not only her new approach to dealing with her grandfather, but also in her vow to turn the tables on Audra. Should Claire go psycho on her rival? Vote. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, August 14th, 2025, have Victor recruiting Nick to take down an opponent, Cricket asking Lauren a favor, and Daniel confessing to Danny. Victor is at war with Kane on Y&R. On Thursday's show, watch for the mogul to enlist the aid of his son, Nick, to take down an opponent. Is that enemy Kane? While Victor has many adversaries out there, Kane is currently at the top of Victor's list, like his father. Nick is very loyal to family. We can't imagine Victor asking Nick anything that he wouldn't do. How far Victor will go when he asks Nick to join him remains to be seen. Cricket and Lauren have many men in common. Both were wed to Paul, and Chris was once engaged to Michael, Lauren's husband. Then there's Danny too. Lauren was Danny's one-time singing partner and love interest. On Thursday's show, watch for Cricket to ask Lauren a favor. As she has accepted Danny's proposal, Cricket might ask Lauren to be her maid of honor. In the past, Cricket has called upon her pal, Nina, to stand by her side when she ties the knot. This time, it could be Lauren's honor. However, Cricket may be asking Lauren something else entirely. On Thursday's show, watch for Daniel to confess something to his father. What could it be? We recently saw Daniel's mother, Phyllis, lay a big secret on her son by telling him what Kane's master plan is in Genoa City. Is Daniel going to share that information with his father? The other thing going on in Daniel's life is his guitar lessons. Well, that and his guitar teacher, Tessa. Tessa, despite going through her ordeal with estranged wife Mariah, has lent Daniel a sympathetic ear and sage advice. Is Daniel starting to develop feelings for Tessa? That's the kind of thing about which a son would want to talk to his dad. Sally holds a lot of power right now. In the August 13th episode of The Young and the Restless, Billy made a potentially game-changing decision. In a decisive moment, he handed control of Abbott Communications to Sally, which gives her the means to hit Kane where it hurts most. Will she be up to wielding that much power against such a formidable adversary? Billy made a decisive move that could shift the power dynamics in Genoa City's corporate battles. He handed control of Abbott Communications to Sally. The handoff wasn't hesitant. Billy gave her his full support to lead the media company her way. This wasn't simply about delegation. By putting Sally in charge, Billy placed her in a prime position to use the company's influence in the brewing war with Kane. Kane has been maneuvering to expand his reach, building alliances, and keeping his next move under wraps. But Abbott Communications could be a potent weapon, and Sally holds the trigger. Sally now has access to a corporate platform capable of shaping public perception, directing media narratives, and leveraging business connections that could directly impact Kane's ability to operate in Genoa City. Her leadership at Abbott Communications could turn the company into a precision tool aimed squarely at dismantling his plans. The move comes with risk. Billy knows Kane's ambitions could threaten both Jabot and Chancellor, and his family might see his maneuver as dangerous, but in his view, positioning Sally where she can counter Kane is worth the gamble. Sally, never one to shy away from high-pressure opportunities, is now able to affect Kane's fate. She could choose to use her leverage for maximum damage, or she might keep her powder dry and negotiate for strategic advantage. The big unknown is how Sally will choose to play this. A fast, aggressive move could destabilize Kane quickly, but it also risks drawing counterattacks from a man known for making bold plays of his own. A slower, more strategic approach could allow her to tighten the pressure until Kane has no room to maneuver. Plus, there's a chance Kane will underestimate Sally since she's relatively unknown in the business world. Either way, Billy's bold handoff has set the stage for a high-stakes showdown, and Sally's next decision could change everything. Are Claire's days of being Genoa City's good girl over? Claire has become the newest heroine on The Young and the Restless. However, her redemption story could unravel when she returns to her wicked ways. One person who's excited about the return of the old Claire is Haley Aaron. When Claire was first introduced, she was a sheltered woman raised by her manipulative Aunt Jordan. Together, the two plotted revenge against the Newmans. However, Claire switched sides upon learning that she was Victoria and Cole. Upon being welcomed into the Newman family, Claire changed her ways. She became a good girl and won over everyone, including her beau, Kyle. But recent events could see no more Miss Nice Girl. Claire's emotions are running high following her father's death. As if that wasn't enough, she was furious to learn of Victor's and Audra's scheme to break up her and Kyle. Viewers are seeing a new Claire as she stands up for herself, and many wonder if her bad side is re-emerging. If Aaron has her say, then the old Claire will return. During a recent interview with Soap Opera Digest, the actress expressed her desire to see Claire's dark side. "I love it," Aaron declares, "and I love that it's always under the surface, and you never really know when it's going to peek out. I mean, there was an air show recently when everyone came home from France, and she's like, 'No, I'm going to see Kyle first.' And she kind of snapped at Victoria, and she's like, 'Lie to Victor, I don't care.' And it's kind of so unlike her to say, 'Tell a lie,' because she's got her issues with that. So it's interesting when push comes to shove, how she can let those darker parts of her show. Claire's dark side will continue to rear its ugly head as her feud with Audra heats up. With Audra pushing her buttons, Claire will be seeking revenge against Miss Charles. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates for the next 3 weeks tease that Kane Ashby will turn down Victor Newman's proposal. In the meantime, Kyle Abbott attempts to create a romantic solution, and Sharon Newman notices warning signs. During the week of August 11 to 15, Claire Newman will come to the conclusion that she's had enough of Audra Charles creating so much chaos. After witnessing Audra's kiss with Kyle, Claire will take decisive action. Audra has been flirting with danger and may soon face the consequences. Claire might be the one to inform Nate Hastings about what his girlfriend has been up to, leaving Audra in a difficult position to justify her actions. With Audra's kisses with Kyle and her involvement in Victor's scheme of romantic sabotage, there will be plenty of reasons for Nate to explode if he hears the news. Lily Winters will shock Holden Novak with the revelation that Damien Kane was killed during the trip to France. Holden will also trick Lily. He'll convince her he was unaware that Kane was actually Aristotle Dumas, prompting her to warn him that Kane is not to be trusted and to advise him to be cautious. Meanwhile, Kane is likely to reject Victor's offer to collaborate against the Abbotts. Instead, Victor will devise a revenge scheme against Kane and will ultimately enlist Nick Newman to join him. Nick will also experience a significant outburst, directing his anger towards Billy Abbott. Billy should prepare himself for the backlash that will come if he chooses to side with Kane. Although in reality, he's merely putting on a facade to safeguard Jabot. Meanwhile, Jack Abbott will respond to a compelling invitation. Kane might call Jack for a business discussion, but his focus will soon shift to Lily and a crucial commitment. Since Kane still thinks he's meant to be with Lily, he may promise to do whatever is necessary to help her realize that as well. With Christine Blair and Danny Romalotti preparing for their upcoming wedding, they will require assistance. Christine is likely to reach out to Lauren Fenmore Baldwin to possibly secure her as the matron of honor. Meanwhile, Danny may receive a commitment from Daniel Romalotti Jr. to take on the role of best man. Daniel will also discuss his feelings for Tessa Porter with Danny, revealing the complexities of the situation. On the other side of town, Sharon might notice some troubling signs regarding Nick's actions. Is Sharon going to be concerned about Victor influencing Nick towards a darker path? Y&R spoilers indicate that the week of August 1822 will introduce some daring strategies for the Newmans, but Victor is determined to come out on top against Kane in the end. As Lily manipulates Kane in an attempt to gather information, her task may turn out to be more challenging than she anticipated. Lily's genuine emotions for Kane might interfere with her objectives and bring back memories of the love they once had. Meanwhile, Kyle could find himself facing a tough challenge in persuading Claire to trust him again after all the chaos caused by Audra. Once Kyle manages to handle the fallout and possibly executes a significant gesture, Claire will need to determine if they can move beyond everything that has transpired. During the week of August 25-29, Billy's insider scheme could become complicated. What if Kane discovers Billy's intentions? Or he persuades Billy to turn against Jack and his own family business? Jack will attempt to place his trust in Billy, but there's a looming risk of catastrophe. Nevertheless, Jack will find a way to prioritize romance, especially since Diane Jenkins Abbott will be eager to reconcile their disrupted honeymoon plans. Meanwhile, Mariah Copeland will continue to grapple with her haunting memories, and she might encounter new challenges as well. Is it possible that Mariah will see Daniel making a romantic advance towards Tessa and start to question whether her wife is moving on? The Young and the Restless spoilers tease that Kane Ashby might have a problem in his hands in the next couple weeks on the CBS soap opera. Kane believed that someone was targeting him in France. However, it sounds like that threat, whoever it will be, might strike in Genoa City. Kane has been making enemies left and right. He aimed to reunite with Lily Winters, but that didn't work out, especially after Damien Kane's murder. Victor Newman wants to ruin Kane. Jack Abbott worries about Kane's interest in Jabot. It's a recipe for disaster. Kane begins to make big moves in Genoa City. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Lily will do Victor's bidding and get closer to her ex-husband. She wanted to keep her distance, but Victor believes that Lily is the only one who can reach Kane and discover his motives. She reluctantly agreed to his spy mission. Lily will meet with Kane later this week to chat. He will pull out all the stops with Lily, determined to win her over. There's little Kane can do at this point, as she is still reeling over Damien's death. But at some point, she could see a different side to Kane. She loved him before, and the chances are she will again. This is especially true if someone targets Kane, forcing Lily to see a softer side to Ashby. The options are endless. Victor wants to destroy him, but it seems, at least right now, that destruction is limited to the business world. Victor proposed that Kane team up with him to destroy Jack. The unlikely partnership could make Kane an enemy to Kyle Abbott, Jack, Billy Abbott, and Diane Jenkins. There is another possibility. Someone from Kane's past could follow him to Genoa City and unleash a twisted revenge plot against the newfound billionaire. He could need Victor and Jack's help to uncover the truth, leading to a truce with Newman and Abbott. It would be a peaceful way to end the corporate war that could destroy multiple companies in the power struggle. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Kane will find himself in a difficult spot, as someone is clearly out to get him. Let's hope that Lily doesn't become a prime suspect in the attack. Y&R fans, who do you think is Kane's enemy? Please share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. Remember to watch The Young and the Restless, airing weekdays on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. Fans can expect Jack Abbott to receive an unexpected invitation. Nick Newman gets fed up with Billy Abbott. Plus, Victor Newman retaliates against Kane Ashby. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's start off with Nick, who loses his temper with Billy. Fans know that Billy is working with Kane, but it's not to take everything from everyone. It's to protect the Abbott family as well as Jabot. Nick is still fuming over Kane being indirectly responsible for the deaths in Nice. Chance Chancellor died during the standoff when Carter tried to use Lily Winters as a human shield. Damien Kane also lost his life during that party. So, since Nick isn't aware of Billy's true intentions with Kane, expect there to be a huge confrontation. It's not clear if it will be physical, but Nick will definitely blow his top. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, August 13th reveal that Victor will retaliate against Kane. The patriarch knows that his family needs a united front. They have some clues about Kane's next move, but they need to stop him before he completes his goal. So, Victor will make a bold move to try to thwart Kane's plan. Amanda Sinclair warned Kane that going up against Victor is extremely risky. However, the tycoon is continuing, all or nothing. As for Jack, he will update Diane Jenkins Abbott on the situation with Billy. In a preview clip, Jack ponders putting his full faith in Billy as it might be their only chance to save Jabot. Then, Jack gets some kind of surprise invitation. Is this one from Kane? Or it might even be Victor? While Jack doubted his rival could put their differences aside, Victor might have a change of tune. Victoria Newman knows how dicey the situation is, so maybe she will have a talk with her dad. The Abbott and Newman families uniting would be the best strategy. I can see Jack putting their differences aside, but Victor has a harder time doing that, so stay tuned. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Wednesday, August 13th, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. Melissa Claire Egan, who plays Chelsea on The Young and the Restless, has been in soap operas for nearly 2 decades. She recently returned to New York City, where her career began, to thank the person responsible for it all. "I owe this woman everything," Egan shared on Instagram, along with a photo of herself and Judy By Wilson, the former casting director of both All My Children and Y&R. "She cast me in both All My Children and The Young and the Restless. I love you, at Judy Bly Wilson. You changed my life. Such a great few days in my happy place and old stomping grounds," continued Egan, who checked out some stage shows while she was in New York. "Great shows, the best of friends, lots of laughs, and many memories. My heart is full and soul is recharged. Now back to my babies." Egan spent approximately 5 years on AMC as Annie Novak, a young woman who fled an abusive relationship and came to Pine Valley, the show's locale, with her daughter Emma. Egan's co-stars included Cameron Matheson and Billy Miller. Egan left the series in early 2011, and she returned to the program later that year before it went off the air. Egan debuted on Y&R in late 2011 as Chelsea Lawson, a con artist who had a relationship with Billy Abbott, and later she gave birth to his son, Johnny. It was Chelsea's relationship with Adam that helped put the character on the map. Egan has received 5 Daytime Emmy nominations for playing Chelsea. In 2013 and 2014, Egan was nominated in the category of Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. In 2021, 2023, and 2025, the actress received nods in the category of Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series. Many of Egan's daytime pals weighed in on her post, sending heartfelt messages to both Egan and Wilson. Raved Elizabeth Hendrickson, who recently made her debut as one of Y&R's directors. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Phyllis Summers could get arrested after Kane Ashby's plan goes wrong. Will Phyllis become the scapegoat and land in a jail cell as a result? Phyllis has been desperate for a path forward, especially after all the chaos she endured while in captivity at the clinic. Martin Laurent put Phyllis through a ton of trauma that she still hasn't truly dealt with yet. Instead, Phyllis is throwing herself into Kane's latest mission and setting herself up for trouble. In Y&R's August 12th episode, Daniel Romalotti Jr. certainly sounded the alarm over Kane's insane plot for Genoa City domination. Daniel warned Phyllis to get out now before Kane drags her into a mess that'll make her a target. As far as Daniel's concerned, Phyllis is playing with fire and is going to get burned like never before. Daniel may have the right idea when it comes to Phyllis needing to cut ties with Kane and find another business venture. However, Phyllis is the kind of gal who digs her heels in and never listens to rational advice. That's why Phyllis will move full speed ahead with this Kane alliance and presumably hack all the companies he's after. Kane is counting on Phyllis to put her talents to good use, but it could lead to problems if she commits crimes for him and gets caught. It's easy to imagine Phyllis getting arrested once all this blows up in her face. Phyllis may get busted and land behind bars, especially if Kane tries to make her the scapegoat of his grand plan. Kane might try to keep his own hands clean and make it seem like Phyllis was the one who took it upon herself to play dirty. If Kane betrays Phyllis like that, Amanda Sinclair might have to decide whether she'll support her boss or ditch him to help Phyllis instead. Regardless, the Young and the Restless spoilers say Kane will make some updates to his scheme along the way, so don't miss the shocking news and bold moves ahead. The Young and the Restless, spoilers for update for Tuesday, August 12th, reveals that busted Kyle Abbott will scramble to explain while Audra Charles launches a frantic cover-up. For starters, Claire Newman will burn with jealous rage after spying Audra with her lips all over Kyle. Audra was the one who initiated that smooch, but Kyle will still scramble to explain once he realizes Claire's seen it. Kyle may swear to Claire that Audra caught him by surprise with a completely unwanted kiss. Even if Claire believes that, she'll know whatever's happening with Audra is a problem. That's why Claire will show Audra who's boss on Tuesday's Y&R episode. We'll see Claire grab control of the situation, so that could mean she'll tell Nate Hastings about all this, or at least threaten to. Audra will frantically try to cover up her betrayal blunder and keep the news about her seduction scheme for Victor Newman under wraps, too. However, that may not be possible for much longer if Claire has anything to say about it. Claire will be fed up with Audra's behavior, so she'll retaliate and could put Audra in a tight spot with Nate eventually. As for Claire, she'll have to decide if she can get past the trust issues in her own romance. Despite Kyle's efforts to keep their relationship intact, their future could be at risk. On another note, Phyllis Summers will make an unsettling confession when she catches up with Daniel Romalotti Jr. Daniel may see some red flags when it comes to Phyllis's alliance with Kane Ashby, especially if Phyllis lets something slip about her hacker talents being utilized. After Phyllis updates Daniel on Kane's grand plans and her involvement in them, he may think she should get out while she still can. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Daniel will try to look out for his mom, but Phyllis rarely takes advice and always seems to land in more trouble. Are Kane and Phyllis about to become more than business partners? Kane and Phyllis have agreed to become business partners on The Young and the Restless. The two are ready to take Genoa City by storm, but their alliance could have an unexpected twist. Phyllis is eager to get back on top of the business world. The one person who can help her is Kane. With Kane wanting to take over all of Genoa City's businesses, Phyllis has offered her services. Kane and Phyllis have become a dynamic duo with their business arrangement. But could they be more than work partners? The show seems to be foreshadowing a possible romance, and fans on Reddit are supportive of the idea. Based on the on-screen chemistry test of Phyllis and Kane, I must ship Fane and wait for their first on-screen kiss and coitus scene, of course, declared one viewer. I saw the chemistry too, but the mashup name that popped into my head was Sis, pronounced Kiss, one fan wrote. Kane has his heart set on reuniting with his ex-wife, Lily. Although Lily's sworn she's done with Kane, she'll be spending time with him to gain intel on his secret plans. Phyllis will be suspicious of Lily's sudden interest in Kane, and the redhead could expose Lily's true motives. Kane will be heartbroken by Lily's deception, but Phyllis will ease his pain. Miss Summers will remind him of his grand plan and get him back on track. With Kane and Phyllis working together, sparks will fly. A Kane and Phyllis romance would be fiery, as they take their passion from the office to the bedroom. With Fane taking their partnership to another level, the power couple will send shockwaves across Genoa City.